Hello everybody, Scottflexander here, and as promised, I am going to do a reverse bubble dip floral for you guys. I'm going to show you step by step how I did that. I am using the paints that I mixed the same way as I did in the previous video, and I'm using some of those now. Some of the other colors that I'm going to use today are some that I had previously mixed as well, with the same ratios and same formula. And I have the paints here, so I'll tell you the colors here in a moment. But the first step is I wanted to show you how I prepare for this dip. So I'm using bubble wrap, but what I do is I have a lot of canvases, and so this is one that I don't know exactly, but I have to imagine that I had painted over so many times where the canvas, it just wasn't working anymore. It ripped or tore or something, and I couldn't repair it. So I kept the frame, and I'm glad I did this. I got in the habit of doing this early on because I just hated throwing these away. And I am going to use it because it is just an inch clearance bigger on each side than the canvas that I'm working with. And that's ideal for this type of a dip or reverse dip. So I have this, I have my bubble wrap, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to tape the bubble wrap to this canvas, hopefully not ruining the one under it. So this way, no, this way. Okay. When it's around, if I can, I'll just get a rubber band or a tie wrap, and I will use that to go all the way around. Alright, got one side done. Pull this up. I'll do it like this. Now I have tape to the bottom here. Okay, there we go. There's a lot of prep work that I put into my paintings, and so I spend, when I say thousands of hours, that's literally because I paint a lot, and I do a lot of prep. I don't want it as tight as it can be across. I want it to have a little bit of a give so that when I pull, it will hopefully dip to the middle. And I did this, I have a video of it a few back. I started doing stuff like this because I couldn't pull from all sides with using a paper towel or just a piece of loose plastic. It just would all fall apart on me. So I started to use these, or try to think of some tools I could create to make it just easier on myself, and hopefully if you guys like what you see, if you try it, easier for you. Okay, so there I am. I have it ready to go. I'm not going to tape the sides, I'm just going to tape the top and the bottom. And again, it's so that whenever I get my paint on my canvas, I can push, I can flatten it all out and make sure that the paint is touching all the sides. There's no pieces that are not touching. And then I'm going to pull it straight up. And see how it's got some give in it? So it'll pull from the top and the bottom and come all the way to the middle. And that's what gives it that swoop look towards the middle that you get. And that's why I was able to create a floral out of that last one, the short video that I posted, because it did that. And then I was able to go back and shape it. That being said, I want to make sure I have all my tools ready. I have a paintbrush, but I'm using it. I use the back end of the paintbrush. I have a spare squirt bottle, so I put all my paints in squirt bottles. It's just easier for me to work with that way. And this one is designated the extractor. So what I do whenever I get all my paint on the canvas, I will push down in the middle. And what that does is it draws the paint towards the middle. And it does a couple of things. Gravity will now take over. And instead of me trying to shape every line, doing it this way, it automatically starts cleaning up its lines coming towards the middle. And it'll pull in the middle for a moment while the canvas has not had time to recover. And I'll take this squirt bottle and I'll squeeze it, I'll put it down in the middle, and I will release, and it'll suck up the paint that's in the middle. And you'll notice that in a lot of my videos, if you go backwards, a lot of my videos have that technique in there where I'll go in and I'll extract paint. If I see something I don't like on the painting, same thing. I will get my bottle in here and I will just suck it up. So that is essential to have handy. And so now let me get some paint on here. And I am going to do a base coat, and I'm going to do a base coat in white. I'm going to do a white base coat, and then I'm going to use several different colors, and I'm going to do it more. The last one I did, I just kind of haphazardly put paint all over, kind of in a just no particular rhyme or reason manner. This time I'm going to do it in rings. So I'm not going to do a ring pour because I don't want to push the paint out and lose some under. I want to place the paint where I want it. So I'm going to physically put the paint on here in rings, and I'll show you what I mean. The middle part, yes, I will do a puddle pour for the middle. Probably be a bright color in the middle, and then I don't know, let's see. You know what, I'll work with my primaries, but I'll keep the blues together. I'll keep the yellow separate, and then my reds together. I'll put the purple where it would go in the spectrum, where it makes sense to me. All right, so let's get started with my base coat. And this is a recycled canvas, and I spray painted it this grayish color because that's what I had. So it may pull from the sides initially, but we'll have enough layers of paint coming through to where it'll start to set on the bottom layers and and hold paint just in case, because I've noticed that happened yesterday. So I just want to get I don't want that. I was using that latex paint and I saw that go in and I tried to fish it out, but I couldn't find it. And there it is. It revealed itself. And my intention is to do this all in real time, unless something happens where I'm pretty meticulous when it comes to the details at the end. I may speed that up just a little bit, but I'll let you know what I'm doing before I do that. Alright, so got my white. Just gonna get this spread over, get a nice even base coat. And I'll torch it to get rid of any bubbles that may have stayed. I was afraid to use my hands so much, or my fingers so much when I first started doing this. Now, you know, one thing I am going to do, now that I'm feeling this, I'm going to take this bracelet off. I like to be comfortable clothes, nothing too loose, so that when I'm looking over into the painting, I'm not going to have a piece of fabric try to help me out. All these things I talk about is because it's happened to me. And take all my jewelry off because I don't want that with another layer of paint because most of my jewelry has a layer of paint or has met paint before. Alright, so there we go. I'm going to wipe my hands off. Alright, and I am back and I am going to torch this to make sure I can get rid of any bubbles. And I have noticed also that using that latex paint in here, it starts to set up faster than if I were just using a straight acrylic paint. It's good and bad, you know. It's just I'm aware of it now, so I'm not walking away for 30 minutes and coming back and thinking I'm still going to have, you know, completely wet paint. It might have started drying so much to where if I try to use my tool to come back and manipulate paint, it would start to drag, and that's not something I want to happen. Alright, so around the outside edge, I'm going to do purple. Alright, and then with the colors that I've chosen, I'm just going to come down to get a rainbow effect going. Blue, I have a teal. And a lighter green. I don't have an orange, but I'm going to let the red and the yellow mix themselves. Oh. Okay, so that should get us close to the... I'll put yellow in the middle just because I like that effect. And you are going off that direction. And bring you back to center. Should have checked my level one more time. That's what's happening here. But I'm still gonna get a lot of colors going, which is still gonna be what I'm trying to do. Let me adjust this real quick. See if that helps. I've still got the teal in here. Get it orange and yellow. And then I'm going to take my white and do this. Alright, so there's a little bit of intention going on here, or I want some specific things to happen. Hopefully whenever I do this, it'll blend it the way I'm imagining. And if not, it's going to blend it somehow. Alright, so let me square up. Alright, bubble side down. Trying to make sure I've got every surface touching. And another tip, know where you're going to put what you pull off before you do it, because if you don't, I've done this before, like, oh no, where does this go? And paint has dropped back down and changed what I saw initially, which was not good. So I know this is going next to me. So here we go. Let me check the camera angle one more time. I'm glad I did that because I was missing the edge over here. Alright, here it goes. I'm going to do a slow pull. Take some more of that away.